Chosen one, from empty pockets to seven figures. There comes a moment in the life of every chosen one when the world tries to define them by what they lack. The empty pockets, the overdue bills, the scarcity that surrounds them. People glance at your life and measure your worth by the coins in your wallet instead of the gold in your spirit. But you, chosen one, are not built to remain where you started. You are not destined to be remembered for the seasons of lack you endured, but for the wealth, abundance, and prosperity you will manifest. The story of your life is a journey from nothing to everything, from the cold nights of uncertainty to the warm glow of seven figures in your account. This is not just a dream, it is the reality already taking shape in the unseen realm. Every struggle you faced, every closed door, and every moment you thought you wouldn't survive has been a stepping stone toward the unimaginable increase that is now being released into your life. Before we go deeper, I want you to stay with me until the very end of this message, because what you will hear is an activation for your life. Right now, take a moment to comment your warmest wishes and the number 777. This is not random. It is a way of speaking to the universe, signaling your readiness to step into the abundance that is rightfully yours. When you write it, you are aligning your words with your future reality, declaring to yourself and to heaven that you are ready for the breakthrough. So don't just listen, participate in your own shift. The truth is, empty pockets can feel humiliating, but they are also a dangerous weapon in the hands of a chosen one. Because when you've had nothing, you learn the value of everything. You learn how to survive on crumbs, and that resilience becomes the same strength that allows you to manage abundance when it comes. Many who start with plenty never learn discipline. They waste what they are given. But you who have walked through deserts will know exactly how to steward the rivers when they arrive. Every time you held on when others would have given up, every time you kept moving even when the path was uncertain, you were sowing seeds for a harvest far beyond your current imagination. The transition from empty pockets to seven figures doesn't happen overnight, but it does begin in a moment. That moment is when you decide you will never again live as a victim of your circumstances. It's when you stop waiting for a miracle and start walking toward it, even if each step feels small. It's when you look at the resources you have, no matter how limited, and you multiply them through vision, persistence, and faith. This journey is not just about money. It's about identity. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle wealth without being destroyed by it. Because seven figures in the hands of someone with an unshakable spirit will change families, communities, and futures. Some people will only remember you for the days when your shoes had holes, when you counted coins just to get through the week. But those same people will stand in awe when they see what you have built. They won't understand the nights you went without sleep, planning, learning, and pushing forward when no one was watching. They won't see the hours of preparation that went into what they will call overnight success. But you will know. And deep down, you'll be grateful for the season of nothing, because it sharpened you into someone who could handle everything. In the journey from empty pockets to seven figures, there will be a season where your reality and your vision don't match. You will be living in the gap, the space between what you have now and what you know is coming. That space will test you. It will tempt you to quit, to settle, to believe the lie that maybe you were wrong about your destiny. But that gap is sacred. It's where character is forged. It's where you learn to stand on faith, not sight. And it's where the universe measures whether you are truly ready for the increase you're asking for. Every great rise comes with a period of silence before the applause. Right now, your silence is being mistaken for absence, but soon it will be the calm before the storm of your success. Those who doubted you will have no choice but to adjust the way they speak about you. The labels of broke, unsuccessful, or struggling will fall away, replaced with respect, admiration, and even envy. But this won't just be about proving them wrong. It will be about proving yourself right. Your wealth will not just be counted in numbers, but in impact. You will go from asking for help to being the one people turn to, from worrying about your next meal to funding other people's dreams, from feeling invisible to leaving a legacy that cannot be erased. And when you arrive there, when you see the 7 figures and beyond, you will remember the long nights, the sacrifices, and the unshakable belief that got you here. And you will know that the journey was worth every step. The journey you are on is not a simple climb. It is a transformation that will completely change the way you see yourself and the world around you. When you start with empty pockets, your hunger is different. You are not just working for luxuries or comfort. You are fighting for the very right to create a better life. That hunger gives you an edge. It makes you resourceful. It makes you innovative. And it gives you the resilience to endure setbacks without losing momentum. The truth is, wealth is not born in abundance. It is born in the pressure of scarcity, when every decision counts, and every step could be the one that changes your story forever. This transformation also forces you to think differently. People with empty pockets often see money as something far away, almost mythical. But when you begin to shift into abundance, you realize that money is not a mystery. It is a tool. It flows to ideas, discipline, and courage. It follows value. The reason many never make the leap to 7 figures is not because they are incapable, but because they never change the way they think. They hold on to the mindset of lack, even when opportunities are right in front of them. As a chosen one, you are being called to shift that mindset, to think like the person you are becoming rather than the person you've been. In the early stages, this means making decisions that won't make sense to everyone around you. You might say no to quick pleasures in order to build long-term gain. You might walk away from people who drain your energy, even if you've known them for years. You might invest time into learning new skills or building a business, while others are wasting hours in distraction. These sacrifices are not losses. They are trades. You are trading temporary comfort for permanent change. And when your wealth comes, you will not regret a single moment of the discipline you exercised. There is also a hidden power in starting with nothing. Your victories will be that much greater because you will know they were earned, not handed to you. No one will be able to claim that they made you, because you will know how much of your journey was carved out in silence, with no applause, no help, and no one to lean on but your own faith and vision. The strength you build during this climb will make your 7 figures more than just a number. It will make it a symbol of everything you overcame. You will also discover that money is not the end goal. It is a stage. The real power lies in what you can do with it. 7 figures can free you from worry, but it can also open doors to create change for others. It allows you to protect your family, to open opportunities for people who have been overlooked, and to leave an impact that will outlive you. That's why your journey matters, because when a chosen one rises, they lift others with them. Your story will not just be about one person getting rich. It will be about how one person's determination created a ripple effect that touched countless lives. But make no mistake, the path is not without resistance. When you start to rise, The same people who ignored you will suddenly watch you closely. Some will cheer for you, but others will resent you. They will question your methods, spread doubt, and try to remind you of who you used to be. This is the test of elevation, learning to stay focused on your destination without being pulled back by the weight of other people's opinions. You cannot afford to let the noise of the crowd drown out the voice of your purpose. The most powerful part of your rise will be the moment you realize that wealth is not about luck. It is about alignment. It is about aligning your skills, your energy, your vision, and your actions so precisely that opportunities cannot help but find you. You will move differently, think differently, and even carry yourself differently, because you will know that you are no longer chasing abundance. You are attracting it. This is the stage where your life begins to feel like it is working for you, instead of you constantly working against it. And when that shift fully takes hold, when the zeros begin to multiply and your bank account no longer reflects your past struggles, you will understand why it all happened the way it did. The empty pockets were not a curse. They were the training ground. They taught you resourcefulness. They built your patience. And they forced you to find strength within yourself that you might never have discovered otherwise. Now, as you step into this season of overflow, you carry not only money, but the wisdom to use it well. There is a phase in every chosen one's journey where the signs of breakthrough begin to appear, but they come quietly, almost unnoticed. You may still be living in the same place, wearing the same clothes and working the same hours, but something inside you has shifted. You no longer see your situation as permanent. You see it as temporary, as a launching pad. That change in perspective is powerful because it starts to influence every choice you make. You stop speaking like a person trapped in lack and start speaking like a person in motion. Your words carry vision, your energy carries intention, and without even realizing it, you begin attracting opportunities that would have never shown up for the version of you who believed they were stuck. This is the season where your discipline is tested the most. The universe will give you small wins before the big ones to see how you handle them. You might get unexpected money, new clients, or sudden chances to increase your income. But each of these moments is not just about gain. They are about responsibility. How you handle the small streams determines whether you are ready for the river. Many people fail here because they mistake early blessings for the finish line, spending recklessly or relaxing too soon. But as a chosen one, you will understand that these small victories are signs, not destinations. During this stage, you may also notice people's behavior toward you shifting. Those who never paid attention to you before will suddenly want to know what you're doing. Some will genuinely be curious, but others will be looking for ways to pull from your rising energy without contributing anything. This is where boundaries become essential. The rise from empty pockets to 7 figures requires you to guard your time, your focus, and your peace. Not every conversation deserves your response. Not every opportunity deserves your energy. You will learn to discern what is meant for your growth and what is simply a distraction dressed as progress. As you continue forward, you will find yourself making decisions that would have scared you before. Investments that once felt too big will now feel necessary. Risks that used to seem reckless will now appear calculated. This is not because the world has become less dangerous. It's because you have grown stronger, wiser, and more capable. The person with empty pockets would have hesitated, but the person you are becoming knows that playing small will not lead to big results. Your courage becomes your currency. It's important to remember that wealth is rarely built in straight lines. There will be seasons where you feel unstoppable, and others where everything seems to slow down. In those slower times, doubt will try to creep in. You may question whether the rise is real, whether the vision was just a fantasy. But these moments are part of the process. They are the times when you strengthen your foundation so that when the next wave of growth comes, you can handle it without collapsing. The climb is not just about reaching the top. It is about making sure you are steady enough to stay there. What many don't understand is that 7 figures is not simply about working harder. It's about positioning yourself where your work has greater impact and greater reward. That means learning new skills, building valuable relationships, and stepping into rooms you once felt unworthy to enter. It means aligning with people who challenge you to grow and distancing yourself from those who keep you in cycles of stagnation. Every decision you make now is either pulling you toward abundance or pushing you back toward lack. There is no neutral ground. And when you start to feel the momentum build, when your ideas turn into income, when your plans turn into tangible results, you will realize something profound. You have been carrying this power all along. The empty pockets were never a sign of weakness. They were a disguise for the strength you were developing. The long nights, the sacrifices, the patience, they were all shaping you into someone who could handle more than just financial abundance. They were creating a leader, a visionary, a force that cannot be ignored. This is the moment where your life begins to feel unstoppable. Not because you have already arrived, but because you now know with absolute certainty that arrival is inevitable. The fear of, what if it never happens, is replaced by the anticipation of when it happens. And that change in belief is the true wealth you carry, one that will continue to multiply long after the numbers in your account begin to grow. As your rise continues, there will be a moment when you look around and realize that the life you once only imagined is slowly becoming your reality. It won't happen with a loud announcement. It won't arrive wrapped in gold. Instead, it will unfold quietly. In the way your stress begins to fade, in the way opportunities seem to find you without you chasing them, in the way you begin to make choices from a place of freedom instead of desperation. This is when you will see that abundance is not just about money. It is about control over your own life, about waking up every day knowing you are the architect of your future. But even here, in this stage of growth, the tests do not stop. In fact, they evolve. Where once you were tested with lack, now you will be tested with abundance. The question becomes, can you handle more without losing yourself? Can you keep the values you built in the valley when you reach the mountain? Can you remember the hunger that pushed you forward when your table is full? Many people fall not in scarcity, but in comfort. The chosen one's challenge is to remain sharp, grateful, and disciplined, even when the urgency of survival has been replaced by the security of success. This is where humility becomes your greatest ally. When you remember the nights you went to bed with worry in your chest and little in your hands, you protect yourself from arrogance. You begin to understand that wealth is not only a personal achievement, but also a responsibility. 7 figures in your account means 7 figures of influence, 7 figures of impact, 7 figures of potential to shift lives, starting with your own and extending to others. If you use it wisely, your abundance becomes a tool of transformation, not just for you, but for every life you touch. Along this path, you will find that your circle changes. Some of the people you once shared your dreams with will no longer be able to understand your vision, not because they are bad, but because they are not walking the same road. The language of growth is foreign to those who have never left their comfort zone. You will have to learn to protect your energy, to spend your time with those who fuel your fire rather than dim it. Your connections will shift toward those who challenge you to think bigger, to aim higher, to stay in alignment with the life you are building. The rise to 7 figures is also a rise in mindset. You will start making moves that are not about quick gains, but about long-term stability. You will learn to create streams of income that flow even when you are resting. You will invest in knowledge, in assets, in opportunities that grow over time instead of fading quickly. This is how you build a foundation that lasts. Because while a single windfall can change your situation temporarily, a well-built foundation can change it permanently. At this stage, patience becomes your hidden strength. The same patience that kept you going in scarcity will now keep you from rushing decisions in abundance. You will understand that wealth built too quickly without wisdom can crumble as fast as it came. And so, you will take your time, make careful moves, and protect what you are building. You will no longer live just for the moment. You will live for the legacy. And as your life continues to shift, you will notice something extraordinary. The memories of your empty pockets will no longer feel like pain. They will feel like proof. Proof that you can overcome. Proof that you can create. Proof that you are capable of rewriting your story no matter where it begins. Those seasons of lack will become the stories you tell to inspire others. The reminder that nothing is impossible for those who refuse to stop. When the day finally comes where you see those 7 figures reflected back at you, you will not feel like a stranger to them. They will feel like a natural extension of who you have become. Because you didn't just get rich. You grew into wealth. You became the kind of person who could carry it with grace, use it with wisdom, and multiply it with purpose. And that is the true victory. Not just what you have, but who you became in the process. Chasing survival. You are living in creation. Your mornings will no longer start with fear of what might go wrong, but with anticipation of what you will make happen. This is the turning point where you stop thinking like someone trying to escape the past and start thinking like someone shaping the future. That is when you truly step into the 7-figure mindset. It's not just about the money in your account. It's about the way you see the world, the way you see yourself, and the way you move through every decision with confidence. The rise from empty pockets to 7 figures is not a single leap. It's 1,000 small steps, many of them invisible to others. People will see the result, but they will never fully know the private battles, the sleepless nights, and the relentless focus it took to get here. They will not know about the moments when you felt like giving up, when nothing seemed to move forward, yet you kept going. They will only see the end product, the car, the house, the lifestyle, without realizing those are simply the visible signs of a much deeper victory. The victory over doubt, over fear, over limitation. At this stage, gratitude becomes a daily habit. You will find yourself thankful not only for what you have now, but for what you went through to get here. You will see how the universe had to strip away comfort so you could build strength. How you had to lose certain people so you could meet the ones who would elevate you. How every setback was a hidden lesson that sharpened you for this very moment. Gratitude will keep you grounded while your life rises to heights you once thought impossible. With 7 figures, the temptation will be to rest, to think the journey is over. But for the chosen one, this is not an ending. It is the beginning of an entirely new chapter. Now you have the resources to expand, to invest, to create generational change. You will start thinking about how to make your wealth work for you even while you sleep. You will understand that true financial freedom is not just having money. It's having time, choice, and the ability to live on your own terms. You will also feel a responsibility that is far greater than before. Because you know what it is like to be on the other side, you will carry a compassion for those still climbing their own mountains. Your wealth will give you the power to help in ways you never could before. Whether it's providing opportunities, sharing knowledge, or simply being a living example of what's possible. In this way, your 7 figures will not just serve you, they will serve the world around you. This stage of life will also reveal who truly belongs in your circle. The people who stood by you in your empty pocket days will mean even more now, because you will know their loyalty was never about what you had. And those who only appear after your rise will show you how to keep your boundaries strong. You will learn to protect your peace even more fiercely, because now you have more to protect. And one day, without even realizing it, you will stand in a moment of quiet and feel the weight of what you have accomplished. You will remember the nights of doubt, the mornings of scarcity, and the silent prayers you whispered when no one else knew what you were facing. You will feel the satisfaction of knowing you didn't just survive. You transformed. You built something lasting, not just in your bank account, but in your spirit. And from that day forward, you will walk with the unshakable knowing that you are proof of what is possible when a chosen one refuses to quit. There comes a final moment in your journey when you stand at the edge of everything you once prayed for and realize you have crossed over. The days of empty pockets are no longer your reality. They are now your testimony. You are no longer looking at wealth as a far-off dream. You are living in it, breathing in it, shaping your life with it. But more importantly, you have become the kind of person who can hold it, protect it, and multiply it without losing who you are. This ending is not just about numbers on a screen. It's about the unshakable spirit you've built. You have proven to yourself that no matter how low the valley, you can climb. No matter how strong the storm, you can stand. And no matter how many times life tried to break you, you could bend without snapping. That resilience is worth more than gold, because it means no matter what happens in the future, you will never return to where you started. Now, you move differently. You speak with authority, not arrogance. You invest with vision, not fear. You no longer chase opportunities. They are drawn to you because your energy speaks for you before you even enter the room. And with each step, you carry the quiet pride of knowing that you made it here without shortcuts, without selling your soul, without letting the world dictate your worth. From here on, your wealth becomes more than personal success. It becomes a legacy. It will outlive you, continuing to bless those who come after you. The seeds you plant now will grow into forests of opportunity for others. Your life will stand as proof that it is possible to start with nothing and end with everything, and that the journey itself is the greatest reward. So, chosen one, remember this: you were never defined by your empty pockets, but by the fire in your spirit. That fire brought you here, and as long as you protect it, your 7 figures will only be the beginning.